Hello everyone, today video we are going to see what is packet sniffing and how to do the packet sniffing by using the terminal command tcpdump. So first we are going to see the theory part about the packet sniffing. A sniffing is the process in which all the data packets passing in the network are monitored. Generally it will be used by the administrators to monitor and troubleshoot the network traffic, but whereas attackers will be using the same thing just to get the sensitive information from the users. If you are just using the packet sniffing with only your system, you will be seeing the data packets that is flowing through your system. But let's say if you are using the ARP spoofing or let's say man-in-middle attack, so that time you will be seeing the packets from the victim machine. And what is data packets? A general introduction about the data packet is nothing but the basic unit of the communication over a digital network. So you can consider like a data block or the data segment. So in generally the huge data will be just broken into the small segments called packet and it will be sent to over the network. Once it reaches the destinations, it will be converted or reassembled to the original data. So this is all about the data packets. Now what is the terminal command for the packet sniffing? tcpdump is the one. A tcpdump is a data network packet analyzer computer program that runs under a command line interface. So generally it will be getting all the packets that flows through the network. And the thing to be noted is, let's say it's not all the system that connected to the network. It will just work on your system that is connected to the network. That means that whichever the system you are just executing this command, for that system it will be just getting the packets. But as we discussed earlier, if it is just like a man-in-middle attack, so you are not going to get the packets by yourself. The victim will be sending to your system and it will be passing to the, let's say, the next level for router. So this way you can use the tcpdump for your own system or you can use for the man-in-middle attack as well. In order to get the documentation about the tcpdump, we can use the man tcpdump. So it will be giving the entire documentation. Now in this video we are going to see some of the tcpdump commands by using the few arguments. For example -d and by using just -i to get the specific interface packets, or you can use the port number or you can use the destination host. There are a lot of possible ways that you can use the tcpdump, but we are going to see some of them. So we need to use the sudo user because it will be like a sensitive information, right? So we need to use the sudo user just to run this command. And after that I am using sudo tcpdump -d. So -d stands for what are the interfaces available for your system just to get the packets. Now you can see the different options here, but whichever has the up and running, so that will be taken as a eligible ones. For example, you have Ethernet and WLAN 0, but that's up only, it's not running. So that means that data or the packets are not flowing through that. But USB 0 is up and running, that means that you can use that. And LO is the loopback, generally we will not use that. Now we will be seeing how to get the specific interface related packets. Now you can see same sudo and tcpdump -i stands for the interface. Then after which interface you are going to get the packets. So USB 0, as we see in the previous command result, we are going to use the USB 0. Just enter. Now you can see the different, let's say the packet details here, but you will not see the content of that. For the content you need to use the -a or -xx, so that we are going to see in the coming. Now you can see it will be keep on running and you can get all the packet details. Generally it will have the packet headers, to be frank. So that means that you will be having the source and destination and what is the protocol and what is the length of the message and so on. It will be keep on running until unless you just press the Ctrl C. So for simplicity I will press Ctrl C because by seeing this information we may not get the enough details about what is happening really, right? As a, let's say, pen tester, you may not get the actual details because our pen tester will be just looking for the sensitive information and how to extract that. If it is available as a, let's say, the man-in-middle attack, or let's say in the pen testing, then that will be the catch, right? So for that purpose we are not going to see much in this command, so we will be just pressing the Ctrl C, and you can see how many packets captured and how many packets received by the filter. So that means that you can use a lot of filters just to get this. For example, you can use any specific port, or you can use any protocol, or you can use any number of, let's say, as we just go with multiple messages, we can limit the messages by using the -c. So let me execute with -c here. let's say 10. Now you can see after just getting the 10 packets, it will be automatically stopped, so that you will not have any memory issue in your system. So this is about the -c and -i. We have seen the just getting the specific interface and how to see all the interfaces that we have seen here. Now we are going to see what is the detailed report about that. So for example, let's see. Now in this command, I am going to be like a sudo user and tcpdump, a basic command, and after that I am just mentioning the port. So here you can mention the port number. You can directly mention the port number, or you can use the, let's say for HTTP the protocol, the port number is different, the HTTPS port number is different. If you don't remember the port number, you can directly use the HTTP as the value for the port. Then after -xx. So -xx will be just displaying the packet internal contents, such as like the packet details in the ASCII and the hexa format. Now since we have mentioned hyphen, let's say the port is HTTP, it will be just to focusing only on the HTTP port. So for that purpose we need to use just say any site that uses a HTTP protocol. But as a general security concern, we know that we should not be using any username and password in case of if the site is HTTP. If it is not secured, we should not be using. But for testing purpose, we are going to see how it works and how it will be directly you can get the details. For example, now if I type test, let's say testing, and let's say 1 2 3 4 5 and click login. So since you just press the login button, it will be sending the packets to the, let's say, the server, right? So now if you come here, you can see all the packet details in both, let's say for example header as well as the content of the packet. This content of the packet is in the hexadecimal and the alphanumeric format. Now just if you go little above, here you can see clearly the username is testing and the password is 12345. If you are just using any site that using the HTTP protocol, then your password and username will be easily gotten. So that's the reason we should not be using anytime like the HTTP protocol or HTTP sites. But however, we have tested this one. But if you see this message, you will be having lot of information that may not be useful, right? So for that purpose, we can use the different filters. Now we are going to see the another filter. So before going to this filter, we will understand line by line what it does actually, because it has another command called Egraph. So for example, tcpdump, and we are just mentioning the port number HTTP and -LA. So LA will get all the contents and L will be like for printing purpose you will be using the L. So how to get this detail, as we discussed earlier, we can use just man page. So just clearing the screen and the man tcpdump, enter. And you can see, so far what and all we have seen -D, right? So caps D, so that you can see here. So cap D lists the interfaces, and -I to mention the interface name. And after that we have used the, we are going to use the -LA. So L stands for std line buffered. So that means that you are going to just getting the output in a, let's say, the buffered output. And after that we are going to use the -XX. Here you can see -XX, that is a caps X. When parsing and printing, in addition to printing the headers of each packet, print the data of each packet, including the link level header in the hex and ASCII format. So that's the reason we are seeing entire information. And after that we are going to use the Egraph. So Egraph will be having the I is just stands for ignore case. So that means that whatever the list that we are going to give, so in generally the output of the first part will be given to the Egraph. Egraph will be just filtering by using the given arguments. But however, we are going to give that arguments along with some other arguments, such as like a -I. -I stands for the ignore case. So that means that whatever the value that we are going to give for filtering purpose, that will ignore the past, let's say the caps and small letters. And -B5. So that means that, so whichever the line you are getting the match for the given word, So before that 5 lines will be captured in your output. So that's the thing. And after that we are having the different filter conditions with just separated by the pipe symbol. That means that wherever you have the pass equal to, or let's say password equal to, or log equal to, or login equal to, so on. So this kind of passwords or this kind of keywords present in your output from the first part, so that line will be filtered. So in that line, even if you have caps log, that will be filtered because we have given the -i. And next line is whichever the line you are getting from that line, top 5 line, that means that that above 5 lines will be captured along with your the specific matched line. So that's what we are going to do in this one. So just get this command and go to the command line interface, press Q to just quit it, and I will press enter button. Now we will be going to the same testing site. Now I will be just entering, let's say second test 6987, some random value. Okay, because the packet has not been sent because I did not click on the login button. So now I click on the login button. Now you can see clearly. So it has the username second test and password as 4569987, some random value. But however, we got this line as well as we got the above 4 lines. So that means that 1 2 3 4 5, sorry, 1 2 3 4. So including this line we are getting extra more lines, but at the above. So from this you can see some other information like what is the, let's say, the header content, what is the referrer, and what is the encoding that has been done, and what are the languages that they are using in the request and response. So this is the output from the previous command. Now we are going to see the another type of, let's say, saving. So now we have this output, but if you want to get that information into the text file, that you can directly use the, let's say, arrow mark, right hand side arrow marks, and after that you will be just mentioning the file name. So now we will be going to here and just dropping that, and after that clearing the screen, paste it. Now sudo tcpdump, the port I am going to use the HTTP port, and after that -xx. So that means that it is going to display the hexadecimal and the ASCII content of the, let's say, the packet, and this output will be redirected to the file called tcptextreport.txt. But before that I will go to the same folder level. So if I see any text report, let me delete all the text files, or let's say any files. Now you can see, so only the existing files are there. So now execute that command. So now you will have the file, but you will not have any content because we don't have any packet so far. So now let's say file test, let's say testing, click on login. Now the packet has been sent. So in command line you will not see any output because we are redirecting to the report file, right? So Control C. Now we will be going to the report and you can open and see. So the same output that we have seen in the command line interface. The same thing we can see the username and password as well. So the file test and the password will be the testing. Okay, fine. So this is a normal text report, but in general the cyber security professionals will use the pcap file. So the pcap file is nothing but this is one of the file format, right? This is one of the file format used by the Wireshark and some other tools, even including the tcpdump. So just go to here. So for just getting that TCP report, or let's say in the pcap format, you will be using -w and you will be using the file name. Generally this file name will be called as a pcap file. So the pcap file will be having the binary information, or say the binary format of your data packets. So whenever you want to use, let's say in case, for example, you are just capturing the data but you want to analyze in the later stage, so that time you will be using the -w and you will be using the file name. So what will happen is it will be saved into your file. So whenever you are, let's say, having the multiple reports, you can just dump into the same by using the tcpdump -r, then you can get the pcap file and you can read it. The only thing is you will not be having any, let's say, the running command. It will be already saved file, right? You need to just seeing the saved file. In generally pcap file will be used in the Wireshark. Even if you have the text report, or let's say the text format, there is a predefined tools are available that will convert the text file of the packet for, let's say, the packets into the pcap file. There are a lot about the pcap files, but in general you can understand like it is one of the format that will be used in the cybersecurity forum. Now how to get that file? So just by using the -w followed by the file name, we are going to use the same thing. So before that we will go to the folder level. So we don't have any TCP report. Okay, fine. Now we will be going to the terminal and just execute the same command. So again sudo tcpdump, port that we are going to use is HTTP port, and -w, and -w is for just writing the file, pcap file, and the file name is TCP report. Enter. Now I will go just here and I will just give something like, let's say, best and smart as the password. Now I will just drop this and I will be going to the this one. Now you can see TCP report is not like a text format, it is a binary format. By seeing the symbol itself you can understand, and it can be used in the Wireshark. That's the just you can see the shark symbol. In Kali Linux you will be having the, let's say, Wireshark automatically, so you can see the symbol here, Wireshark. But however this is a separate tool installed in your Linux, let's say Kali Linux, that we are not going to discuss now, but just we can understand in Wireshark we can use this. Now you can, this is a TCP report, but how to read that? The same way you can see, just use the sudo tcp -r TCP report, in general whichever the file you have, the pcap file, that you can give it here, and you should be in the same folder path, otherwise you will be getting there like file not found or something. So you are going to the specific folder that has the pcap file and you are just giving the sudo tcpdump -r, or you can give the entire path of the pcap file. Since I have the TCP report in the same path, I am going to give the same, let's say same in the sense the without any path I am going to give the file name. Now you can see the same output, but in this report you will be having only the packet information, that in the sense header information, not like the content of the packets. So now we have seen the very basic commands about the TCP dump, but however you can find lot of let's say the commands and how to use that in this site. So I will be providing this site to you, so you can see this site is very good. There can be, let's say, the 50 examples that you can use with a TCP dump. For example, you can see it here. So basic communication, find traffic by IP, or let's say find traffic by port, protocol, and let's say the writing to a file that we have seen just now, and finding only the FTP traffic rather than the HTTP traffic or something. And you can use the find clear text passwords, find packets with the evil bit. There are a lot of other things that you can with the TCP dump, but since it's a just introduction, we are going to see only what is TCP dump, how to use that, and what is the usage in general, who will be using that, and what is the theory part about the TCP dump. For example, you can see it here. So there are a lot of other information. So just now we have used only this information, and the only difference between our command and this one is like I removed the FTP and SMTP and IMAP and other protocols, because we know that we are going to just give the demo on the HTTP protocol. So that's the reason I am giving only the HTTP here. So this is all about the TCP dump. So in general we have understood what is packet sniffing, just to get the packets and see the information of the packets. So we have seen what is packets, and it is a very basic communication unit. And after that we have seen the TCP command, and we have seen by the by using the man TCP dump we understood what is the documentation of the TCP dump. And then after we have used some of the TCP dump commands with along with some arguments, such as like -d and -i for the interface, and let's say by using the different port or by using the different protocol. And after that we have seen how to get the reports, pcap file reports, in the sense capturing the packets into the file. So it can be your own file, such as like a text file, or it can be the pcap file. And after that we have seen the general reference, so how to see the different usage of the, let's say, TCP dump in this URL. And this URL will be shared again in the comment section, so you can go through that. So this is all about the TCP dump. So thanks for watching and have a great day.